I would tell. So what surprised me about Israel is actually how long and rangy he was. Like, it's one thing to go train with long and tall guys, but Israel is really a master of his length and his range. So he was harder to hit, harder to get to, and he was hitting me from like where I felt like I would kind of be safe. He would land some things, and I was like, oh, okay, this is different. So if I had to tell Jared something, I'll tell him that.
I think the style make fights, I think that Adesanya is going to beat Jerry Cannonier, and getting Alex beating Strickland, they're going to fight. It's going to be big for fight, right? Big for sell, big promotion.
And what I love about this fight is if you look at who Izzy has fought, he came in and fought Vettori. Vettori is super well rounded, but he's not as fast and as explosive and as powerful as Cannonier. And then you go to like Costa. Costa's got the power, he's got the speed, but he's not very well rounded, right? He's just going to strike with you. Izzy's one of the best strikers. You got Whitaker. Whitaker's incredible everywhere. The problem is he's a long-range striker, which is what Izzy is too. So you get all these guys that he's fought. Jared is kind of a mesh of all these guys. He's explosive. He's well-rounded. He can knock you out. He can take you down and beat you up. And what I love the most that nobody's really talking about is he's a big body coming down. He's shown that he has power at heavyweight. He's got power at light. He's got knockout in 3 different divisions. So, and if you look at the only chink in the armor that we've seen from Izzy, it's that big body of Jan Blachowicz. So there's some, and he's new. He's new. So I like it. But I agree with you 100%. I think he's being slightly disrespected here. Hard not to do that with somebody like Izzy, who's just made it look so easy. But and then lastly, Cannonier's asking for this fight. That's the big thing, right? Like Cannonier's saying, "Hey, I want to fight this guy. I'm not afraid of this guy," and he's not. You could tell, and that's a lot because even the best in the division are kind of like not really wanting to fight Izzy.
Great matchup. I mean, Cannonier, obviously a savage. Adesanya, one of the best guys in the sport currently. I'm a student of the sport. I study as much as I can. And obviously in my division, these are 2 guys that I've watched a ton of film on. So I'm excited for the fight. I see more than likely Adesanya winning decision. But with that being said, Cannonier hits like a truck. So at any point you're in 4-ounce gloves, you get hit, that might be it. But I think Adesanya wins the decision and probably leaves with the title. That being said, I'm just super excited for the fight because it's going to be a fire matchup.
Man, I'm such a huge Adesanya fan. Just his ability to be creative and enforceful in his fights. He's got to deal with the power. So he's probably got to keep it safe, pick his shots. But I think he's going to be able to get it done in the later rounds.
Israel tends to bring to fruition what he says. So he says he's going to shut Cannonier out. So I'm going to bet my money on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing fight. Both guys are incredible in their own way. Jared Cannonier, going from a big heavyweight to light heavy, 185. Incredible shape. He's just a beast of a man. It's inspiring, his story, the way the things he's done, and working his way up. Especially if you look at his age, working his way up against all these youngsters, all these guys that are young and hungry, and he just keeps that hunger inside of him. It's amazing. Then of course the champion there's no denying how great he is. I think it's an amazing matchup. I honestly just see Izzy being too slick, being too quick, and Cannonier is a great striker. He hits hard, and listen, anything can happen. If he catches you, you're in big trouble. But I don't believe he has the wrestling to neutralize the stand-up of the champ. And I think the champ is going to be too long, too slick, and just too calculated for him.
Izzy versus Jared. Jared's a teammate of mine. Izzy's one of my favorite fighters. I'm going to just sit back and enjoy and watch how that fight plays out. Really good card. I'm excited to watch.
Oh, fuck, dude. I don't know, man. Who fucking knows these days? Who's the favorite?
Adesanya is a big favorite.
Yeah, I mean, who fucking knows, dude? Do you know? Who do you think's going to win?
Adesanya, I think.
Oh, fucking A.
Just last one for me.
Yeah, but you watch anime too, you fucking...
I don't watch anime, but it's all good. Nothing against that.